Hi everyone, Bruce here from Humanity Support Teams. I hope you all are doing good. This video will cover the feature that's been recently introduced as the autofill schedule. I will take you on how to go ahead and set up your schedules using the autofill schedules, how to go about set up your staff details using the edit details function, how to go ahead and use the the overall account setting module, and setting up custom prioritization using the custom fields, so that a manager can create schedules for the employees in a manner that they do not have to waste a lot of time while creating schedules, and they have their own rules also based up on which the schedules would be prepared using the autofill schedule. So starting off, I've got a couple of empty shifts, or should I say a couple of shifts with me over here. I'm gonna make it easy, and I'm going to just add a couple of shifts with some open shifts, like one we have over here from 8A to 4P. It's got a slot of 0/3. That means it's got a slot for 3 open slots. And right now I'm in a position mode. So at the moment, we are going to go ahead and create some temporary schedules, right? So let's get on with it. First things first, what we are going to do is that we are going to go to the staff tab and use the position on which we are creating the automated schedule feature on. We've got agent 1 to 6. Everybody's details are exactly the same. If you go to edit details, yeah, the usernames and a couple of fields are kind of different, but we haven't added the start date, so no need to worry on that part. The important thing is the minimum time between shifts, the minimum weekly hours, the maximum weekly hours, monthly hours, what are the overtimes, and what are the minimum and maximum daily times are all set to store default. Now these settings are exactly replicated in each profile. However, there is one employee whose details have been modified just for the case where a manager has to put in a condition. Now, what I did is that I went ahead and used the employee type detail inside the employee profile. And instead of setting it up to full time, that this value has been set up for everyone, I used it for part time. Now, moving on to the third and the most important part, prioritization of your custom fields. Now, using this custom prioritization rule, we can actually set up some scheduling rules which would be applied on the employees, and the priorities under which the employees would be automatically scheduled in a shift. We can add these custom rules manually by going here, and let me just take that again. Create new rules. You type in new rule. What's going to be the maximum shift length character? You want a long text for that. Options like small, medium, large, usually used for t-shirts. Caps, checkboxes, yes or no, usually used for certifications. Numbers, dates, and so on. Now, we have right now three basic custom fields over here. It's driving license holder, CNIC holder, and the employment type. Now, what we are going to do is to go ahead and have a look at how these rules are set up. These custom rules are set up in a way that you can drag them once you are inside the auto schedule section, but I'll take you there afterwards. So these are customized in a way that the basic value, or should I say the default value, is set up automatically. If you select, let's say, if we are to add a new rule or something, we would not be able to save it unless we do not select a basic, or should I say a default value. For each rule we see, for employment type, I've added default value. For CNIC owner, I've added another one. And same is the case with driving license holder. Keep this in mind that the default value is taken into consideration. But when there is a conflict, or let's say there's this one certain condition that a manager would like to apply on, let's say in this case, uh, for the CNIC owner, I don't want to go by the default value rule. I actually want to go by with no CNIC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag yes to the no, and it's an exact replica of the default value. But do you notice that the numbers next to it, they don't move? Why? Because this is the prioritization rule. So what I'll do is I'll take this custom field of no and take it to a priority on 1. So with that being said, the default rule would be overwritten by this custom fields solution, or the custom field selection, that is no. Now let me take you to the easy part of how to go about and use the auto schedule. Now we notice that we've got a couple of shifts, like let's say we've got around 15 schedules with us right now. Out of these 15 schedules, we have only one schedule that has open shifts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out the open slot on this one and let you just have a little preview how it goes out. I'm going to select autofill schedule, autofill shifts, fill in empty shifts with the number of 3 employees. But I wonder, why are we not able to view the fill open slot section? Hmm. You know what? Let's uncheck that part and let's introduce some open shifts here again. 2. Right, so we see the number 2. Using the autofill schedule now, we have the same window that popped in. Autofill shifts. Now, did you notice that the checkbox for fill open slots automatically appeared? That means that in order for us to use the fill open slots in a schedule, we need to make sure that we have at least 2 or 1 open slots available in any empty schedule. Using that, I'm also going to be putting in fill in empty shifts. I'll put in the name of the employees as for each schedule. And by the way, if you're wondering, optimize existing schedule is not popping up. Why? Because this is a schedule that is just recently made. It has never been published. There are no shifts where we only have 1 employee scheduled for one each shift. So I hope that makes it easy to understand. Continuing, we'll go to the auto schedule rules. Again, do not confuse this with let's say the scheduling rules under custom prioritization and the autofill schedule rules. The autofill schedule rules are just about these rules only just about work on this section, obviously correlating also with the employees edit details, or should I say the employee profile details. As we can see, maximum working hours, minimum working hours, availability, leave, minimum time between shifts, and so on, etc. Continuing. Now, in the third window, we would be asked to put in the prioritization rules. Keep this in mind. We don't have a number right now next to these columns, but the rule that would be taken to the top will have the most priority. Remember in the start where I said that there was this employee who had this employment type as a part-time, right? So there we are. Part-time is actually given a priority. So I'm assuming that the agent 6, yeah, probably that was the name, would be given a priority when setting up auto scheduling using the employment type section. Driving license holder, and so on. So let's click on continue, and let's click on normal mode and click on start autofill schedule.